I mostly read public domain books here on Glenn Reads Books to You, and they were written a long time ago, so they're usually racist, or sexist, or bigoted, but in there somewhere is a story, and that's why those stories are famous. Other times, I read works from independent authors, and they're delightfully not racist, but they might have adult language or adult situations, like, making sex. So that's your warning, but I'm sure you're grown up enough to handle it. Don't write to me complaining. I can't believe I got nothing to talk about in my life except for my goddamn knees. It's literally the only thing. Oh, my son of a... It's you again. All right, fine. Take a seat, you little idiot. Welcome to the Glenn Reads Books to You mansion. It's a fun little bit where I pretend to live in a mansion and not just recording in my basement. This is where I read the hottest public domain books and short stories. This week, we're going to read The Cat by Banjo Paterson. Want to learn a little bit about the author I stole from Wikipedia? Sure. Andrew Barton Banjo Paterson was born the 17th of February, 1864, and died the 5th of February, 1941. He's an Australian bush poet, journalist, and author, widely considered one of the greatest writers of Australia's colonial period. Born in rural New South Wales, Paterson worked as a lawyer before transitioning into literature, where he quickly gained recognition for capturing the life of the Australian bush. A representative of the Bulletin School of Australian Literature, Paterson wrote many of his best-known poems for the Nationalist Journal. The Bulletin, including Clancy of the Overflow in 1889 and The Man from Snowy River in 1890, and his 1895 ballad, Waltzing Matilda, is regarded widely as Australia's unofficial national anthem. And according to the National Film and Sound Archive, has been recorded more than any other Australian song. Want to hear some fun facts I stole from the Daily Mail website? Sure. I don't know that much about Waltzing Matilda. I've heard the song before. We've all grown up hearing it. But I'm more familiar with the Pogues that sang the band played Waltzing Matilda, which is a very sad song. But also, Waltzing Matilda itself is pretty sad on its own, about a guy that kills himself. It's the bush ballad that's been sung by everyone from Slim Dusty to Kylie Minogue. But do Australians know the story behind their unofficial national anthem? Seems weird to make Australians feel guilty that they don't know. I don't know the Star-Spangled Banner history. Why would they? Whatever. Poet Andrew Banjo Paterson, who appears on the $10 note, wrote the poem in 1895 at Dagsworth, a sheep station in western Queensland. Paterson and his fiancée, Sarah Riley, were visiting the McPhersons, a squatter family who had claimed Dagsworth Station for themselves. A school friend of Sarah, Christina McPherson, played a Scottish tune, the Craiglee March, to which Banjo wrote the Waltzing Matilda song. Banjo was kicked out of the McPherson home shortly after writing the song with her. Oh! The poet had an affair with Christina that left both women spurned. According to Waltzing Matilda. Why am I apologizing? It's my podcast. The Secret History of Australia's favorite song by Dennis O'Keefe. Sarah's engagement to Banjo was then called off, and she moved to London, where she never married. Christina McPherson also never married. So, every time I read about an author, I always think, I wonder if they're a jerk, just like the author of Peter Pan was an insanely horrible, evil human being. There's the grandfather clock telling me to shut up. But I was just going to say, he's not as bad as other people. He's probably still a good person. He just cheated on his fiancée, and they're both spurned. Well, with that, let's go down to the library. Well, there you go. Want to get yourself settled. Excuse me as I stretch my legs out on this ottoman because my knees are killing me. It's been like 4 months, and I'm still complaining about my knees. If anything about the history of my podcast, this is the darkest time. But snuggle up. I have some almonds over there next to you, and you can just have those while I read to you The Cat by Banjo Paterson. Most people think that the cat is an unintelligent animal, fond of ease, and caring little for anything but mice and milk. Well, if you own a cat, you know that's not true. I don't think Banjo ever owned a cat because you realize that they're conniving and evil, and they're always trying to steal your breath while you sleep. But a cat has really more character than most human beings and gets a great deal more satisfaction out of life. Oh, yeah, they do when they steal your breath. Of all the animal kingdom, the cat has the most many-sided character. He or she is an athlete, a musician, an acrobat, a lothero, not looking it up, a grim fighter, a sport of the first water. I'm still stuck on grim fighter. All day long, the cat loafs about the house, takes things easy, sleeps by the fire, and allows himself to be pestered by the attentions of our women folk. Oh, those women, the women can't, you get a woman around a cat, you know what I'm saying, fellas? And annoyed by our children. To pass the time away, he sometimes watches a mouse hole for an hour or two just to keep himself from dying of ennui. And people get the idea that this sort of thing is all that life holds for the cat. But watch him as he shades of evening fall, as you see as the cat as he really is. When the family sits down to tea, the cat usually puts in appearance to get his share and purrs noisily and rubs himself against the legs of the family. Oh, and all the time he's thinking of a fight, or a love affair that is coming off in the evening. If there is a guest at the table, the cat's particularly civil to him because the guest is likely to have the best of what is going. Sometimes, instead of reorganizing his civility with something to eat, the guest stoops down and strokes the cat and says, poor pussy, poor pussy. The cat soon tires of that and puts his claw up and quietly but firmly rakes the guest in the leg. Ow, says the guest. That cat struck his claws into me. Oh, the delighted family remarks. Isn't that sweet of him? Yeah. Isn't he intelligent? In all caps, he wants you to give him something to eat. So the family is also living in terror of this cat. And it's just like, give him something to eat. The guest dares not to do what he would like to do, kick the cat through the window. So the tears of rage and pain in his eyes, he affects to be very much amused. He sorts out a bit of fish from his plate and hands it down. The cat gingerly receives it, with a look in his eyes that says, Ma'am, another time, my friend, so you won't be so dull of comprehension, and purrs maliciously as he retires to a safe distance from the guest's boot before eating it. A cat isn't a fool, not by any long way. When the family has finished tea and gathers round the fire to enjoy the hours of indignation, the cat slouches casually out of the room as he disappears. Life, true life, now begins for him. He saunters down his own backyard, springs to the top of the fence with a one easy bound, drops lightly down on the other side, trots across the right-of-way to a vacant allotment, and skips the roof of the empty shed. And as he goes, he throws off the effeminacy of civilization. His gait becomes lithe and panther-like, and he looks quickly and keenly from side to side. Oh, he moves noiselessly, as he has for so many enemies, dogs, cabmen with whips, and small boys with stones. What kind of world does this guy live in? That, kids are throwing stones at cats. I've never seen that in my entire life. Arrived at the top of the shed, the cat arches his back, rakes his claws once or twice through the soft bark of the old roof, wheels round and stretches himself a few times just to see that every muscle in his full working order. Then, dropping his head nearly to his paws, he sends across a league of backyards his call to his kindred, a call to love, or war, or sport. Now that seems as good a place to take a little break. Why don't we go down to my basement to learn about the latest Penguin Random House books? Now, there you are. You made it down to my basement. Sit there in that folding chair underneath that naked light bulb while I sit here underneath this naked light bulb and play my guitar for you. I am very talented. As I tell you about the latest Penguin Random House book, Be More Ariana Grande. Fierce advice on breaking free and being yourself. By the author, just 2 letters, and those letters are D and K. It's part of Be More. They got a whole series like this. Great. Be More, Ariana Grande. What would Ariana do? Oh, that's a fun little, because in the 2000s, there's the whole, what would Jesus do? Let the magic of Ariana Grande help you break free and be your best self. This inspirational guide to the pop phenomenon's way of life shares words of wisdom, wonderful insights, and suitably funky illustrations. yeah, that sounds fun. Want to learn how to rock a perfect ponytail? Her ponytail is like 8 pounds. Write beautifully from the heart, or overcome adversity with strength and honesty. Yeah. Didn't she think that she was being, followed by the devil? I read an article where she thought she was being followed by the devil. I'm not kidding. She was like in a limo, thinking the devil's in the limo, make the limo pull over and just run from it. It's really strange. Discover how Ariana finds her courage so you can too. Become the diva you were born to be. Be inspired by Ariana's resilience and strength. Really? She thought she was being chased by the devil. With life lessons relevant for readers of all walks of life. Don't let the devil follow you. Fun facts and trivia about the pop star, a company, and wholesome life lessons. Wholesome? Her life? Offering fulfilling insights into living more authentically. I said that weird. Beautiful illustrations. They have illustrations in this book and bite-sized facts that make this book the perfect gift for Ariana Grande fans of all ages. Pop princess. Whistle note expert. What? Dangerous women. We'd all love to be more like Ariana. Whistle note expert? This excellent guide packed with grande wisdom will show you how. Okay, that was confusing. Be more like Ariana Grande. Fierce advice on breaking free and being yourself. I have a hard time believing any of that's true. It's by DK. You can get it on hardcover for $12.99. April 8th of 2025 from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Bookshop.org, Hudson Booksellers, Powell's, Target, and Walmart. I want to give up this section. I can't support these companies because they're all horrible now. But not Bookshop.org. They're actually pretty goddamn nice. They've started their own audiobook thing now, trying to compete with Amazon. And I looked up Bookshop.org. It turns out they give 90% of all money straight to the bookshops that you choose in your local area. They said, we're trying to find a way to be sustainable without having to make a profit. We're just trying to pay for the costs of running the website. Oh, God, I love Bookshop.org. But with that, why don't we go back to this weird story about cats. Well, there you go. Why don't you get yourself settled? I don't know where the story's going, so let's just kind of plow through it. Before long, they came, gliding, graceful shadows. Oh, because he was calling them for love, war, or sport. Got it. So now more cats are coming. Before long, they came, gliding, graceful shadows, approaching surreptitiously and halting occasionally to reconnoiter. Not looking it up. Tortoiseshell, tabby, and black. All domestic cats, but all transformed for the nonce into their natural state. No longer are they the hypocritical meat creatures, who an hour ago were cadging for fish and milk. Oh, now they're ruffling, swaggling blades with a garçon sense of dignity. Their fights are grim and determined, and a cat will be clawed into ribbons before he will yield. Oh, even young lady cats have this insurmountable superiority over human beings that they can work off jealousy, hatred, and malice in sprawling, yelling combat on a flat roof. All cats fight, and all keep themselves more or less in training while they're young. Your cat may be the acknowledged lightweight champion of his district, a griffo in the feline ring. so many old-timey terms that I do not know what's going on, but that's fine. Just think how much more he gets out of his life than you do yours. What a hurricane fighting and love-making life is, and a blush for yourself. You have had, one little love affair and never had a good, all-out fight in your life. And the sport they have, too, exclamation point. As they get older and retire from the ring, they go in for sport more systematically. The suburban backyards that are to us but dullness and indiscernible are to them hunting grounds and trysting places where they have more gallant adventure than ever had King Arthur's knights or Robin Hood's merry men. Grimlockin decides to kill a canary in a neighboring veranda. Grimlockin, that's the name of a cat? Consider the fascination of it, the stealthy reconnaissance from the top of the fence, the care to avoid waking the house dog, the noiseless approach and the hurried dash and the fierce clawing at all the fluttering bird till its mangled body is dragged through the bars of the cage, the exultant retreat with the spoil, the growling over the feast that follows, not the least entertaining part of it to be your satisfaction of arriving home in time for breakfast and hearing of the house mistress say, "Oh, Tom must be sick. He seems to have no appetite." Oh, if only she fucking knew. It always leveled as a reproach against cats that they are more fond of their home than of the people in it. Naturally, the cat doesn't like to leave his country, the land where all his friends are. Oh, he knows every landmark. Exiled in a strange land, he would have to learn a new geography to exploit another tribe of dogs, to fight to make love to an entirely new nation of cats. Life isn't long enough for that sort of thing, so when the family moves, the cat, if allowed, will stay at the old house and attach himself to new tenants. Oh, he'll give them the privilege of boarding him while he enjoys life in his own way. He is not going to sacrifice his whole career for the doubtful reward which fidelity to his old master or mistress might bring. Well, that was weird. Okay, well, that's the end of that story. So why don't we go down to the smoking room and try to review what the hell we just read. Well, you take a seat here, and you can see there on the coffee table in front of you is a baboon's skull. And if you take the cranium off the top of that skull, you'll see that it's filled with cigarettes. Birds. There we go. That's my wife's birds. Why don't you relax? As I've been thinking a lot about Banjo Paterson. What is the point of this story? The guy writes a lot of poems and apparently short stories just kind of based on whatever little things going on in his mind at the time, which you could do back then and make money off of. Do it now? Not so much. I mean, you can. You want to get a blog? You want to get a blog where you write about cats? You can write a blog about cats. No one cares. But you're not going to get any money for that. But here, he can be like, I wrote a thing about cats. And this magazine here in my country of Australia, publish it and then pay me. And they did. So, what is this message? Well, a lot like, I don't know, cheating on your fiancé while you drag your fiancé out to some hut that a family's squatting in, and your fiancé has to live there with you while you're living with those people, and you're just like, what's it like to be squatters? And then your fiancé's like, I'm a prim and proper lady, and this is really weird for me, and I hate this. And then he's like, oh, who's that over there? And then cheats on his fiancé. And so, while it's, I think with cats, I don't think that he likes that they have agency. The cats pet you, they claw you, they want your good food, they want to snuggle up to you, they want to go up to your guest because your guest got the best food. They're kind of fussy, they're not, you can't predict them. And that's just kind of the best thing about cats. I've had cats my entire life. Cats are nice. They're cute, they're snuggly. Yes, they have their own, idea of themselves, and they sometimes don't want you bothering them. Sometimes they just want to take a nap without you. When you pet them, then they'll start licking themselves like they're trying to wash you off them. It's like a fuck you. which I kind of like a little bit because they have agency. I don't think he likes the cats have agency because here's like, the cats, when they're being nice to you, they have a secret life where they're making sex all the time and they're out there having fights, and then like they don't even care if you move. They'll stay at the house and just find new owners, which I don't know if that's really true. I think the cats probably miss you. I think they actually like the people that they live with, but he doesn't think that. He's probably not a bad man. I just don't know if he's a kind man. So, well, with that, thanks for listening, and maybe I'll see you next week. Well, it appears you found me in the part of the podcast I hate the most, where I tell you all about the places on the internet where you can find me. You can tell I hate this because of the sound effects making it sound like a stormy night in the drawing room of the damned. Now, are you cool? I like cool people. It's the reason why I got involved in this business to begin with, just to meet cool people, not losers. So if you're cool, feel free to go over to my website, nuzzlehouse.com. But if you go there, you get to hear some of the other stuff that I and my wife work on, like the Radio Mystery Theater show, where we try to recreate the same show that used to be on in the 70s, but they don't make any episodes anymore. So we make our own, and we just steal all their commercials. And also Just Day and the Curious Mind. We made a Christmas album. If you go to our link tree, you can see that we made a Christmas album. It's the first thing we did after getting married, which I think everyone should do when they get married, is start talking about the Christmas album they're going to make. And since I think you might be cool, you can always just email me directly. glenn.nuzzles@gmail.com. But don't email if you're a nerdlinger or a dork. Now, back to business. I can't believe I drank all of them already. There's got to be one left.